Just give me a minute. Okay, so totally we have 7 weeks. It is actually planned to have Saturday and Sunday. It will be a 2 hour per day session, and it goes up to 7 weeks. If you look into the Nutanix courses in the in the portal, it is just like you can see that NCA and NCP. That's NCA is entry level, NCP is a professional level, and then there is one more called advanced level AAPM. So there are three major certification, but NCP is so popular, like any organization, if they are looking for a Nutanix resource, they ask for NCP certified resource. Even though NCA is quite popular, but it's not like NCP. So NCP was the first certification introduced by Nutanix. Then last 3 years, NCA got introduced. So this training will help you to prepare NCA and NCP, but not just NCP and NCA. Along with that, we take into the system administrator and design perspective as well. So this is not just a certification based training. It also helps you to be a system administrator, develop your skill on that particular area. Okay, so I'm not sure if you get a chance to see this. I believe Amit have shared this with you. If not, you can still ask for him. Okay, so if you see here, the introduction, this is quite, very important because a lot of people work on Nutanix, but they don't know what technology it is and why they are in this technology. We talk about all that here, and then starting with introduction of Nutanix. Here we compare this with different competitors in the market and why you have to take Nutanix solution. Okay. If you are in the pre-sales, these first two slides is definitely going to help you to pitch that deal. And then foundation, this foundation, no training covers on this particular area because this is only for the field engineers who goes and do the, implementation of Nutanix solution. So this is a classroom-based training provided by Nutanix company. And this training is only for the field engineers whose company registered as a implementation implementation vendor, so they are eligible to go for this certificate, this training because this requires few hardware resources to have this complete getting the complete skill set. But we have also included, but we'll not be able to cover the the lab part here because it requires a lot of requirements. But theoretically and with a few materials, I'll be able to demonstrate this. Okay, this is very very important for candidate who is going for the implementation or who is going to work with implementation vendor or who is getting involved with the design services. This is very very important. And then we get into this Nutanix cluster, and the enterprise cloud component, and then cluster related services, then security, network related, storage related, resiliency side, data production, and then we have module 11, which is with the latest version, which is AOS 7.0, and then AHV 10. So with this AOS 7.0, there is a dramatic change on the release as well as few features. And then finally, we have something called external storage connectivity. Okay. So, there is a new release so far, like with respect to 7.0, I mean, earlier release of 7.0, it does not support connecting the external storage. Like if you have a SAN environment like SAN storage, if you want to connect that with Nutanix AHV, you cannot do that. But later AOS 7, they have extended this support. But so currently it is supported with PowerFlex, Dell PowerFlex, and Pure storage system. And we will see, how you can connect this with the storage with the AHV hypervisor. And can we build a hybrid data center with Nutanix HCI and external storage connectivity? That we will be seeing it. Can we do that, or why don't we do that, or why we can do that? Like what limitation is that supported? Like complete coverage will be done on that particular area. Okay, so that's the overall plan. It is as I said, it is a 7 week plan. And now today, for this introduction, I'm going to talk about a few things from here. With that, we'll be closing this. And after this, so based on your interest, Amit will take it lead. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to Amit or you can reach out to me. We will address it. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the introduction. I'll take all your introduction, in the upcoming days. But today, to save your time, my time, I'm getting into the introduction part. Okay. So, as I said, a lot of people work on Nutanix, or no, a lot of people work on HCI, but they don't know why, they are using the technology. Like if you go and ask about virtualization, or if you ask about containers field, people can easily differentiate. Hey, virtualization, yes, earlier we were using a single physical server, but now, within a server, I can create, 1,000 servers virtually. So it saves the cost, it saves the usage, it saves the power, it saves the entire data center space. Like that's that way you can differentiate the virtualization and non-virtualization. Likewise, if I ask you to differentiate HCI, what is HCI? What makes this different? Anybody can answer this question if I ask you this question, like what is the difference you see with the HCI? Why should I go with a HCI solution? Anybody have here answer? Okay, no problem. I'll start with my introduction. So in this introduction, we are going to talk about, the three different solutions. One is HSAN, DAS, SAN, and then HCI. Okay. So if I talk about these and, difference between all of these, technology, then you will be able to understand about each and technology better, and then what is HCI. Okay. So start with DAS. DAS is nothing but you have a server. The server will have directly attached storage. Okay. You can take your laptop as an example. Laptop has a locally connected hard disk. Likewise, you may have a server in a data center. The server will have directly attached to storage. Okay. You can take a comparison, like you are talking to a person who is very close to you, like who is sitting next to you. You don't need any device. You don't need anything to talk to him. I mean, the communication is going to be simple without any additional requirement, and it is very, very effective because it is always a one-to-one. I mean, it is on the same, room, or same place. You talk to the folks. So likewise, if here a server which is having a locally connected hard disk, it is same like two persons sitting next to them, each other, and they are talking, right? The communication, it is more effective, right? Likewise, computer and storage both are next to next, so they are on the same device, so the communication is always good. Okay, so DAS means directly attached to storage. This is a high performance solution because the storage is directly connected. I want to take one more example here with this DAS solution. So if you take three server in a data center, let's take you have three different servers in a data center. This each server has locally attached disk. This can be a hard disk or SSD. Anything is fine. So I have three different servers. I hope you can see my screen. I shared my paint. I'm drawing an image. I hope you can see that. There are three different servers. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm setting up some application on top of this server. Okay. Here I have AD. Here I have DNS. And here I have a database server. Okay. So the capacity here is 3 TB.
Paul, excuse me, I'm still seeing the Excel sheet.
For your screen, it's not visible, so only.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah, if you can start over, that would be great.
Now it's visible.
Okay. Thank you. So, I'll repeat again. Because I was keep getting some error message on the screen, so that's why I ask if you can see my screen or not. But yeah, thank you. So now I'll repeat again. I have 3 different server in my environment. All these servers are DAS server, which is directly attached to storage. Okay, so these are the disk. Like this server has 2 disks, this server has 2 disks, this server has 2 disks. And on top of this, I'm running some applications. So here I'm running AD, here I'm running DNS, here I'm running DB server. Okay. So this server total capacity is 3 TB. Here as well 3 TB, and here as well I have 3 TB capacity. Storage is 3 TB. So this is my new server. After 6 months, I'm just checking the utilization. I see that here it is 5% of utilization, and here I see that 7% of utilization, and here on the DB server I see that 90% of utilization. Okay, so I have a problem here now. This DB is having a problem. In maybe in couple of weeks or days, the server will reach 100%. That is going to be a problem. So I need to do some optimization. So if you are in this situation, what approach you take to sort out this problem? Anybody volunteer if you want to answer? Yes, let me know. I believe you should be come across this scenario. So if you are in this situation, so there are 2 servers has very low utilization, but one server is having high utilization. If you are in this situation, what you do?
I think increase the storage.
How do you do that? So I have 2
yeah,
disks here.
yeah, add more disk. I
Okay,
think.
adding more disk in case if I don't have a additional slot, I'm
Maybe failover.
failover too.
A different server.
So you need a different server, additional server, right?
Yeah.
But with these limitation, like I'm not able to go and purchase new server.
Mhm.
Maybe we take one disk away, take the backup of this data and put a high capacity disk, right? That
Yeah.
can I'm looking at I'm telling you the possibilities. Whether it's good or recommended, that's a separate one. But as you said, if I have an additional slot here, I can buy new hard disk and I can connect. If I have an additional server, I can do the failover, like having a server with large capacity of disk and slot. Maybe I can do that. But if these options are out of the ball, it's totally grayed out, grayed out. So then, what other options we look, right? So we try to replace the disk with a higher, high capacity, but that requires backing up the data and then restoring a data. That has its limitation, because in a data center, we always look for the best, optimistic solution. So we look for something permanent, right? Even if I get some disk here now with more capacity, but again, after some period, I'll be going to have a problem. That particular disk also get filled, maybe in another 6 months. Then again, another 6 months, I have a problem, right? So I need to provide some solution which can be which can run the environment for long run. So now customer is asking, hey, I don't have a budget now to buy additional server or additional disk. So try to do something in within the environment or within the data center. Try and see what best we can do it. Okay. So the customer is now looking at the other server and states that hey, AD is 5%. I'm very much sure even if it is next to 5 years or 10 years, this can go up to for 30-40% utilization. Why don't we share the storage with this server? Okay. One side I need more resources. One side I have a lot of resources wasted. See here, I just used only 5%, but a lot of resources are getting wasted here. So here I need more resources. I need to spend more money, but here I already spent more money, but I'm not using this resources effectively. So can I share this storage with this database server? Do you think this is something possible? Sharing the storage between different server.
Yeah, that's good actually. Yes, that's a best
Yes,
idea.
this is possible. But again, talking about the best practice, optimistic solution, this is not the right one, because if this server is providing the storage, this server has to be up and running always. If I shut down this server, I'll not be able to access the storage here. And then this is not a storage server. Like storage is designed for storage server is designed for storage purpose, but this server is a AD server. This is only planned for AD deployment. Hence, this is going to be a problem now. If I share this is not an actual storage server. This is an AD server. I'm just trying to act a server as a storage server now. If I do that, this is for a time being, this can solve something, but this is not a good best practices for the data center. So now this becomes a problem. So sharing is quite difficult. Sharing is I say sharing is impossible now, because at one way even it is possible, but this is not this is not something achievable in the large environment, right? So I say that sharing is very difficult. Sharing is not possible now. Okay, so now customer have a problem, right? Hey, if it is just one server, I'm okay with it, but I have 1,000 servers in my DAISY. 500 servers are having this problem. 500 servers are having this problem. So 500 servers requires more capacity. 500 resources over provision. So I wasted a lot of money on the 500 servers. I need to invest a lot of money on the remaining 500 servers. So one side I wasted money, I wasted resource. One side I need more resource, I need more investment. Okay. So now with the problem, what is the problem here? So disadvantage here is no sharing. Sharing is, even though it is possible, but that's not an optimistic solution. Okay, because these servers are not no storage server. This is it's just regular server. So the problem with the DAS solution is no sharing. But what is the advantage? You get it here. It offers data local, because the storage is local to the server. See, the storage is connected locally to the server, so you get data local. So when it is data local, performance is good. Okay, so this is the observation of DAS solution. When you go with DAS, you get a data local data. Your data is local to your computer. You don't need any network. Your data is accessible, fast performance, you get it. But the problem with the DAS solution is no sharing. Okay, storage cannot be shared. So for this customer, sharing is a big concern, because he needs shared storage, because his environment requires shared storage. He is not looking at the performance now, he is looking at the shared storage. Okay, he is looking at the shared storage. So to solve this problem, we have provided a new solution, which is SAN storage. Okay, I have two servers. I have a SAN server separately, like SAN controllers. Okay, I have a SAN controller. My server is getting connected to the SAN storage, which is my controller. The controller will have a connectivity to the disk shelf, where I have a lot of disk bunched. Okay, so this is my disk shelves, and all these disk shelves are connected to my controller. This is my server. Server 1 and server 2. So now I provision this server with 100 GB of storage, and later if I need more storage, I can go and add one more V disk here, and I can create it here. So the storage will be served by SAN. So if I need an additional 1 TB of storage, I can go ahead and add. So scale up and scale down, scale in, scale out is quite possible with this SAN storage. Okay. So now with the SAN storage, the advantage is shared storage. Okay, so you get a shared storage with SAN solution, but what is the disadvantage here? What is the disadvantage here? If you compare this with DAS. So the DAS disadvantage is no sharing. This is a advantage in the SAN solution, but the DAS has data local. Your data is local, but here your data is not local, no data local, because your server have no local storage. So the storage is in the centralized network. You use iSCSI or FC to access your storage box. So you are having no data local. You have no local storage. Okay. So now the first customer looks for high performance. So we proposed him a DAS solution, but another customer having a problem with the shared storage because DAS does not offer shared storage. So for him, we have proposed SAN solution. The SAN solution offers shared storage, but no data local. Okay. Now I have a third customer who is asking for, hey, I need both a shared storage and local storage. Okay. I repeat again, the DAS solution gives the advantage of data local. The SAN storage offers advantage of shared storage. Now I need to take advantage of DAS and SAN, and I need to build a new solution. That new solution is HCI. Okay. So HCI. So in simple word, if you want to say what is HCI, I can say that DAS plus SAN. What is DAS? Data local. What is SAN? Shared storage. So I get these two in single solution. That's HCI. Okay. So how I am going to get this? So you see here. So HCI is combination of DAS and SAN. If I ask you what you require for DAS, you require a server with CPU plus memory and then plus local storage. That's a DAS, right? So you have to go for this because in a HCI I'm going to mix DAS and SAN. So DAS, this is the requirement, but for SAN, what I need to get the shared storage, what I needed a SAN controller. What do I need? I need a SAN controller to create a shared storage. But here we are not going to have a SAN storage, SAN controller. We are going to have something called CVM controller. Okay, the CVM is nothing but it's a controller virtual machine. Okay, in SAN environment we have a SAN controller that creates a shared storage. But here we don't have a SAN controller. We have something called CVM, which is a controller virtual machine. That controller virtual machine creates a shared storage, but we call that as a distributed storage. Okay, distributed and shared storage kind of work in the same way, but there's a bit difference. Okay, so distributed storage. So this distributed storage gets created by the CVM. Okay, now what is HCI? It is a storage solution, hyper-converged infrastructure. This is a storage solution. If customer is only looking for the data local, then we can propose DAS solution. If customer is only looking for the shared storage, we can propose SAN solution. If a customer is looking for both DAS and both data local and shared storage or distributed storage, then we have to propose HCI solution. Okay. So HCI solution has, it is a kind of a combination of DAS and SAN. Okay. So I said that what do you require for DAS? You need this. What do you require for shared storage in HCI? You need a CVM. So now I talk about the requirement. Okay. Requirements for HCI. Okay. There are three requirements. One is x86 hardware. And then other one is, DAS storage, then intelligent software. Okay, so these are the three things is important for HCI solution. x86 hardware, HPE, Dell, Lenovo, IBM, Fujitsu, etc. DAS, we have a local storage, WT, Samsung, Intel disk SSDs, or hard disk there in the market. Intelligent software, this is where you have to decide which HCI vendor you are planning to go. Okay, and this intelligent software only you decide, are you going with the Nutanix HCA, are you going with the Dell VxRail, or are you going with the HP SimpliVity? Okay, so if you have HP, if you add HP SimpliVity, Dell VxRail, VMware vSAN, Nutanix HCI, and then last we still have Intel product, Azure product. Then, but I ignore. No, I take only the popular product now. Then last one is Cisco HyperFlex, which is no more now because Cisco stopped selling their solution and they merged their business with Nutanix now. Okay, so everywhere we have a competitors now, right? Everywhere we have a competitor. If I ask you to choose the hardware, we have a lot of competitor. If I ask you to choose the software, we have a lot of competitors. So now you see, if all these people are offering HCA solution, then all going to be same. Like if you go into a market, if everybody is selling, Android mobile, are do you think everyone are same? No, right? So everyone have their unique features. Like if you take Samsung, at the base level, all are going to use the Android OS, but each one of the vendor is trying to bring something unique. Like if you take Samsung, they bring something like foldable, a double side screen, and they try to do some innovative ideas on the cameras. Like earlier we were having single camera, now 3 cameras, 4 cameras. A lot of things keeps coming, but if you see the core feature, we have a Android OS, right? Likewise, here if you take any software, it is going to offer HCI, but what other, what makes them different, from each other? That's a big question, right? And you know, um, if you randomly take a HCI, you will be asked, you will be questioned like why you have taken Nutanix HCI when we have a lot of different product in market. And sometimes customer ask you, can you give me a difference? Why, I should go for HCA? What benefit I get it with that, right? This is the basic question you get it. The hardware wise, I'll talk about that later, but picking the right software here. So now when we compare this with, each and every one, and then you get an idea like, which product you can choose it, okay? So now I take a HP, Dell VxRail, vSAN, VMware, Cisco HyperFlex, which is not in the market, but for still comparison, I take it. Then Nutanix HCI. Okay. So now, HP is a server manufacturer or not? Or maybe still hardware. So do you think HP is selling hardware? Any volunteers?
I
Okay.
have seen their storage infra, but not server infra.
Okay, there are a lot of HP servers like DLDX platform. Yes. Dell. Yes. VMware, they don't sell a hardware because they are not a hardware manufacturer. Cisco, yes. Nutanix HCI is also selling a hardware, but they don't have their own hardware. They have a partnership with Super Microservice, and they sell the product in the market. Okay, so answer is yes. Uh, own hypervisor. So do they have own hypervisor? HPE, technically, yes. Recently, they have acquired a company called Morpheus Data, and they developed some hypervisor, but taking the core HCA market and then comparison, so I keep it as no for now. Dell, they don't have a hypervisor. They use only ESXi or, Hyper-V. vSAN only support ESXi. So answer is yes. Cisco HyperFlex, they don't have own hypervisor. Nutanix HCA have their own hypervisor, okay, which is AHV. Okay, so do they have own hardware? Do they have own hypervisor? You see an answer. Now next is freedom to choose hypervisor. I mean, so for all these are HCA. I'm not talking about server vendor. These are the HP SimpliVity here. It's there as HCA solution, then Dell VxRail. Okay. So now when you take, these are intelligent software. This is, that intelligent software we are talking, okay? So freedom to choose hypervisor, HP SimplyVT, they don't, even if you buy HP SimplyVT software from HP, they ask you or they force you to use only HP hardware. So no freedom to choose different hardware. Dell, they force you to buy Dell hardware. VMware, they are not a server manufacturer, so they support all the product in the market, hence yes. Cisco HyperFlex, they sell their own hardware, hence they don't support other, hardware, hardware in the market. It is not a hypervisor, it's a hardware. Okay. So Nutanix HCI, yes, they have their own hardware, but they also support all the hardware in the market like HP, Dell, vSAN, so not vSAN, Cisco HyperFlex, Fujitsu, IBM, Lenovo, Class, Apollo, a lot of servers Nutanix supports. Nutanix have their own hardware, but at the same time they support their a different ecosystem in the market. But these are having own hardware, so they don't support other vendor in the market. Now, freedom to choose hypervisor. So there are ESXi, Hyper-V, and AHV. These are the popular hypervisor in the market. So if I take HP Intelligent Software, do they support freedom to choose hypervisor? Answer is no for HP because they only support ESXi and Hyper-V, not AHV. Same for Dell, they support ESXi and Hyper-V, not AHV. VMware, they only support VMware ESXi, hence answer is no. Cisco support freedom to choose ESXi and Hyper-V, not AHV. But Nutanix, as it supports all three hypervisor, ESXi, Hyper-V, and AHV. Okay, so far you see all these are yes, but here something is missing for every vendor. Like they are yes in certain areas, but not into all the areas. Okay, so do you think this is something sufficient for me to go and purchase Nutanix HCI solution? No, because this is support like if I'm happy with the HP hardware, then probably I'll pick up HP SimplyVT because VMware is so popular and HP support VMware hypervisor. So I take this solution. So that way, customer decide. But still, we need a strong reason to go for HCI solution that is free hypervisor. Okay, so the HP depends on with HP support only ESXi and Hyper-V. They are the licensed products, so you have to pay license cost to VMware and Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V. So they are not free hypervisor. Same for Dell. Same for vSAN. vSAN support only ESXi. You need to pay license for ESXi. Cisco HyperFlex, no, they support ESXi and Hyper-V, so no free hypervisor. Nutanix HCI offers free hypervisor, which is AHV. AHV is a free hypervisor, lifetime free hypervisor. Hence, this becomes yes. Okay. So if you take, for an example, I'm going with HP SimplyVT. Okay. So HP SimplyVT, they give me intelligent software. Okay. And I need a hardware, so I go with HPE DL platform, DL, 380 something. Then I need a hypervisor. I'm going with hypervisor as ESXi. So now I need to pay intelligent software, I need to pay hardware, I need to pay, and then hypervisor for hypervisor I need to pay to ESXi. So first two cost I pay to HPE, last cost I pay to VMware. Okay, whereas if you take Nutanix HCI, so the intelligent software, then hardware, it can be any hardware, and then hypervisor. Hypervisor, I take AHV now. Okay, so intelligent software, yes, I need to pay for it. Hardware, yes, I need to pay for it, but hypervisor, I don't need to pay, no pay. Okay, so intelligent software, I pay to Nutanix. So hardware, I need to pay to hardware vendor. For an example, if it is Nutanix, I pay to Nutanix. If it is HP hardware, I pay to HP. If it is Dell hardware, I need to pay to Dell vendor. Hypervisor, no cost. It's a lifetime free product. So this is where you see big difference in the cost. This makes Nutanix different from other vendor in the market. Okay, and recently VMware got acquired by Broadcom, and after that, the license cost is so high. This enabled a market for HCI and for Nutanix. This is where, a lot of companies trying to migrate their environment from VMware to Nutanix because they want to save cost on the hypervisor side because VMware cost is so high. Hence, they are going for Nutanix HCI environment. This is where a lot of you see that a lot of migration project is happening all over the world, not just in India. There are lots and lots of opportunity all over the world, and I can see a lot of opportunities in US as well. I was supporting a lot of customers in migrating their workloads from different countries. So recent changes of this VMware Broadcom brought a lot of opportunity for Nutanix engineer, and now there are lots and lots of openings for Nutanix engineers with unexpected price, unexpected pay range. So you get good amount of pay, and you get good amount of flexibility with this skill set because there's a sudden change in this. And second reason is Cisco ends their HCI solution, which is HyperFlex. And now all the Cisco HyperFlex customers are forced to migrate to Nutanix. I say that forced because no other option now for the Cisco HyperFlex customer because now they announce end of sale. I think it's almost a year, and very soon they will stop the support for HyperFlex. Then all the enterprise customers, they need a support based solution, and Cisco is pushing them or forcing them to migrate to Nutanix. So this again enable a lot of opportunity for a Nutanix engineer, and you see that at one side Cisco is also using VMware. Okay, if you see here Cisco HyperFlex, they're also supporting ESXi as their hypervisor. So end of the day, hardware and hypervisor, there are two migration required. So hardware wise, Cisco will sell this Cisco C series server, but hypervisor side from VMware to Nutanix you need to migrate. Okay. So this is just an introduction. I believe this just help you to understand about this comparison, why we need to pick up Nutanix HCI. There are a lot of difference other than this, these are overall the cost wise, but performance wise is a big thing, which we will be discussing in the upcoming days. This is just few key points, but we still have a lot of important points to discuss. Due to time constraint, I only took the basic thing now, but we have a lot of differences to learn about these different vendor. Okay. So do you have any question? Maybe if you have any question, just let me know around this area.
Not around this area, but then I've got two questions. One is for the lab, and then second question is how the training is structured. Does it start from the basic, like how we create a server, or how we create a template so that we can deploy that template to create the server, kind of. Yeah, so only two questions.
Okay, so lab is a very common question. Thanks for bringing that. So this is a very, very problematic scenario for any HCI vendor because HCI is not a simple solution. It's a very costly solution. So as I said, this is a very costly solution. So you get, you pay costly. Okay, your pay scale is very high because this is a costly solution. So, the lab is not available in the market for free of cost. You will not be able to set up your own lab in the, in your home unless if you have a high amount of resources like server kind of resources. If you have such resources, you'll be able to set up your own lab, but it is not possible for most of the users because we are like having like only the regular hardware like laptops or desktop. That is not possible to set up your lab. Okay, so generally how we do it, I have my own lab environment which I used to demonstrate during the training. So you can just watch, you can learn the technologies, and then you can, when you get a time, or when you get an environment, you can make use of the skill set what you learn from here. Some people, they say that, no, I also wanted to go on to the ground to practice something. Then paid lab is available in the market. Okay, there are a few vendors selling or giving the lab as a rental. They set up their environment, they give it to you. You can go ahead and pay them and get it. You can practice. Okay, that is one thing. Then a lot of demo lab is available in the Nutanix, which you can, that also like these labs also will help you like 50, 60%. It helps you to create, like it is a use case based lab, like you want to configure DR, how to do that. So they give you DR based lab. If you want to configure automation orchestration, then they give you such a lab. If you want to set up artificial intelligence, they give you such a lab. Then there is something called test drive. You can schedule the test drive. Demo lab and test drive are available by Nutanix. Okay, and then there is something called community edition. We actually use community edition, so it's only for learning and training. Okay, but enterprise edition is different, but feature wise you get all the features, no difference, but enterprise edition is totally different than community edition. Okay, and this training is now, as I said, it's weekly, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. It is a 2.5 month training, and the coverage, the scope of the training is already I have highlighted here. So this is the plan. This once you finish this, you will be able to go for NCA and NCP, but the scope of this training is not limited to NCA and NCP. It is also help you to start deploying the cluster and doing the administration as well as operations side of Nutanix environment. Okay, so this is the total coverage. I actually run 2 different trainings. One is NCA and NCP. Then second, this I actually call it as an intermediate training. And there is one more training called advanced training. That advanced training is only for the people who is interested in design, because currently the market is open for a lot of design engineers. That's we see a lot of gaps here, and a lot of customers struggling to find a person who has experience and knowledge from design background with respect to Nutanix, because many people work on Nutanix solution, but they are not capable of doing the design services. So by addressing that gap, I prepared the second module of training. So that is totally restricted to to people who attended this training, or people who have experience, like minimum of 3-4 experience in Nutanix. If you have such experience, or if you already attended this training, you are eligible to join that training. Otherwise, I strictly say no, because it will be waste of your money. Okay, because I don't cover anything basic on that training. It is all advanced concept. But this training, it is basic to intermediate level. It is not totally a basic, but I cover all the basic stuff, and at the same time I take you into the certain level of intermediate. So this is where we highlighted NC and NCP. NCA is a very basic one. NCP is a professional level, and from there, like 40-50% we take extra, and we have covered up a lot of features. Like if you see, this is not in the NCA and NCP. This is not in the NCA and NCP. These 2 modules are not in the NCA and NCP. And then this is certain level, it's there, but not into this. I take more depth into this area. So you have very limited information in NCA and NCP, but I take long. Okay, and then this is also not in the regular NCA and NCP. So this is intermediate training from basic to intermediate. I'll be covering all the key concepts. Okay, going back to the lab again, I repeat again, we don't have a lab. Like you cannot set up your lab on your laptop or VMware workstation. It requires high resources. Like you may need almost 600, 700 GB of storage for one server. So if you need to set up two clusters, minimum 1 node per cluster, so then you need 2 resources, like 600, 700 GB for every server you need to reserve. But if you need a highly resilient environment, you need to set up minimum 3 servers for 1 cluster, and that way you need 2 clusters. So 2 means 6 nodes you require. 6 into 600 GB of storage you require, and then CPU and memory also, you need to double the amount. Okay, so that's not possible for regular users. But generally, I recommend, people will come up, people ask me for the recommendation. I tell them that, complete the training. If you don't have an option to practice anything, complete this training. I walk through all that in the lab. Meanwhile, I'll provide you the link for demo and test drive. Even you can Google it, you get it. And then once you're strong with this key concept, then, I recommend them to go for the paid lab, maybe 2 days they can pay. So 2 days means it comes rough, it comes around like 8 to 10K. Sometimes you get it lesser than that. 2 days you have to fully spend on the lab, get your hands wet, practice everything. Then you can go for the, if you want to apply for a job, you can go ahead and apply. But during the training, if you buy, you know already you are not so strong in the key concept. As I said, you are paying and getting the lab, you will not be able to use the lab effectively. So if people are so interested, then I'll tell them that, first finish the training, get the understand all the key concept. Then I'll provide you the lab guide to prepare each and everything on the lab. So the lab with the lab guide will be provided. You can go ahead and create whatever you needed. Okay. So that's how we can plan. So did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much. After completions of this course, are we or should we give exam to get the certificate, or is it just for developing our own skill?
So getting a certification is, I strongly recommend, yeah, if you attend this training, you have to get the maximum, you need to take the maximum benefit of that. So getting the certification is really important because a lot of customer ask for the, NCP. The exam, the interview is second part, but during the screening stage, they ask for the NCP certification. That becomes very normal or mandatory requirement for any job now. So once you finish, immediately go for the exam. So I'll be providing you the dumps. I have a latest dumps. People who are interested to go for exam, you can always reach out to me. I'll provide you the dumps. But I recommend go and do the certification immediately once you finish the training, because if you delay, you may forget many things, because this is not the regular training. This is not the regular lab. Like you cannot easily get it, and you cannot easily go and read things on the internet, because I cover a lot of things based on my experience, because I was closely working with Nutanix. So I learned a lot of things. So I used to share that information. So these things sometimes may not be available in the internet, and you may stuck. So get it when you are hot, go for the certification, finish it, and then you can look for the other thing.
Yeah, thank
How much it costs for the training, for the certification?
Certification, it will be $200, but there are a lot of Nutanix is making like they are giving free vouchers. If you closely watch them, they give you free vouchers. You can make use of that.
Okay.
But earlier they were having a strategy to give these vouchers very often, but now the demand is so high. A lot of Nutanix engineers are in markets, so they reduce this deal slowly. So earlier period of time, so they want to prove the customer that, hey, when you buy this solution, you easily get expert from the markets, because we have a lot of people with Nutanix certified. So they they kept as a marketing strategy to promote this certification, and they gave a lot of free vouchers. So when you get free vouchers, you go for certification. Otherwise, you always worry about it, right? So, and if you get multiple vouchers, you have an option to go for multiple atoms. So this way, Nutanix promoted, and a lot of people got certified. So now in a market, we see a lot of NCP certified people. So now this is where I'm telling NCP becomes very normal now for any job. And if you read the description, you see that NCP is, and you should be certified on NCP. But you can keep watch on Nutanix announcement page. They give free vouchers.
Okay.
So, what is the cost of this theoretical training?
That you can check with Amit. He'll be able to help you out.
Okay, got it.
So
once after
And
this training,
there will be like the commands, the CLI line will be covered. Or...
Exactly. It will be all the level. Like, see, I'll take you on the CLI, because my training is mostly on the CLI side, where only you have a limited features on the GUI. So I'll take more on the CLI
Yeah,
as
correct.
well, because CLI is very important for the troubleshooting purpose.
Yeah,
So I
that's
said, right?
correct. Because as I'm currently working with the Nutanix,
Mhm.
so it is difficult for us to get the CLI commands, and that's why I.
Yes.
so once after this training, we can go for a certification, right?
Yeah, I
So,
recommend. I recommend.
okay.
You will be. I'll be providing all the necessary documents, terms
Okay.
for
Okay.
you to go ahead and take up. So you maybe once you finish after a week, you will be so strong to go for the certification because you have a dumps as well. So you can take 1 or 2 weeks time to go through the dumps. You can directly go for the certification. So dumps is going to help you for the certification, but the knowledge you get it from this training will help you to grab the interview. So you'll be able to
Sure.
grab an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Sure. Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah. Thank you.
Paul, this is Shinos. So I just have a couple of questions. The first one with regards to the lab itself. Okay, suppose if we rent out the lab for a couple of days or maximum a week, do we have any sort of the lab lecturer so that we can follow that one? Because if we just get a lab, and we are we just what is it done we have done with the course. So is there any something lab manual so that we can just
Yeah,
follow?
I'll be providing the lab guide. It is a clear guide. You don't stuck anywhere. Maybe if you buy lab through me, I'll extend my support if you stuck somewhere. Like, generally people who buy through me, I give them, 1 hour session daily to help them on the lab side. If they stuck something, like if they need some clarification, if they don't, if they're not able to understand, I'll provide the necessary step. But you can also check in the market, a lot of vendors are available. They also provide lab kit. Yes, Nutanix without lab, it is not possible to do anything on the Nutanix side. So, if you don't have a lab, you cannot do anything. So the lab is so good. Lab kit is also so good. It definitely, you don't need any support, but still if you need something, I'll be there. But generally you don't need it.
All right. And one more question with regards to the VMware vSAN and also the HCI from the Nutanix. I have been working in the VMware for the past 12 years. All right. So I just want to understand, apart from the licensing, is there anything, enhancement or any other features that, attracts the customer to move towards the HCX or
Yes. There is one important feature which is very, very key feature. I said in the performance side, right? Cost is always different because some customer, they don't look into the cost. They are ready to pay anything. They only look for the performance side, right? Nutanix is a solution which address all the concerns. So you are worrying about cost? Yes, I have a solution. You are worrying about performance? Yes, we have a solution. There is a big difference about the performance. How Nutanix HCI is better than other solution. Okay, I mean SAN and DAS. So that I'll be covering in the first day of the session because that's a larger concept. Before that, I need to get into a few basic things. Then I will be able to take it to that level. Yeah, but there are a lot of, not just that, there are a lot more key differences if you compare Nutanix with other vendors.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so any question after this? I have another training, so I need to drop off. So we have a couple of trainings. You can reach out to. We have something called NC2, Nutanix Cluster on Cloud. Nutanix can be deployed on AWS and Azure. That training is also there. And we also take a customized training, like a lot of Nutanix folks who is working for Nutanix company. They also come to us, for the training. Likewise, if you have any special requirement, you can reach out to Amit. We will be able to extend our support. Okay. I hope this session is so useful, but even though I'm not able to cover a lot of things here due to the time limitation, but at least whatever key points I shared, I believe it helped you a lot. If you have any questions further, you can reach out to Amit. Through Amit, I'll extend my support. If no further question, then we can, wind up for the day.
One last question. You said that how long is this completed? What is the course itself? It's for 2 months.
So this is a 2.5 months, or roughly. No, it takes 2.5 months because only weekend we are covering. And as I said, this is not a regular NCA and NCP training because it is NCA, NCP along with it. We are covering a lot of troubleshooting, performance related, and then design perspective. So it takes 2.5 months. If you have any special, this is what I'm telling. If you have some people say that they cannot wait so long, they want to finish this in early stage, and they may have a project coming up. Then we also take that into account, and we do have a customized training. So for any queries, please reach out to Amit. He'll be able to help you. But this training is planned to have for 2.5 months.
2.5 months for the weekend. How long? What is the duration? Means
per day 2 hours. So you get Saturday and Sunday 4 hours. Per week 4 hours.
It's the same timings, 4:30 it is going to start every Saturday,
That,
Sunday?
Amit will work with you all, like whoever registered, he will work with you all. So he will find a suitable, mutual time slot. So if you guys are good in morning time, so morning time sometimes it doesn't suit for US folks because Saturday morning is their Friday evening, so it would be difficult for them. But if you guys, if guys from US are okay, then we can also have a morning session. But that the Amit will coordinate with you all. You can share your concern with him, so he will take it. But
Okay,
generally
that's
morning or evening, that's how we noted. Well, even if you guys are interested in weekdays, maybe every day, 1 hour or 2 hours also we can plan it. But that everybody have to come into that one. But most of the people say that, we work on shift. That's not something possible. So, so once you have a, once you, maybe Amit will have WhatsApp group to for the paid participant, and then he will interact with you all to find a mutual time slot, and then we will take it further.
Paul, one last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I'm also working with VMware for some time now. So I'm basically stuck in between, like deciding whether to move on to Nutanix or to AWS or Azure. Which would you suggest based purely on, pay for the time and the effort that I'm investing?
Where are you from, Shiva?
I'm currently working in Bangalore.
Okay. To be honest, sudden this reason VMware and other stuff, Nutanix opportunity is so high. AWS and if you take AWS and Azure, anybody can learn because those lots of videos available in the internet. If you go to Udemy, you can register and you can get trained, and easily people can become an expert in AWS and Azure while if they spend good time on learning. But whereas Nutanix is not the case, if you go to YouTube, you have limited videos on YouTube, and if you go for Udemy-based one, I believe there should be one person have posted, but that's very long one, okay? Because every 6 months we have a lot of new releases, new features. That's totally different. But even if you refer the YouTube videos, they only talk about the features. They don't take you how to design it. Now, VMware have a design level certification. They have a separate certification for design, but here it's not the case. By learning, you should get that experience, and then by working with different field engineers, you have to get the knowledge. But that's not possible for every person. I mean, Nutanix. This is where Nutanix opportunity is. I know if you a week you can only see 3 or 4 opportunities, but resource wise very less people are applying for it because they lack on the skill set. But if you grab, I see that like the package goes up to 40 lakhs. I see a lot of opportunities with that expectation. And recently US folks, US a lot of opportunities coming up now. And then if you're in UK, lots of banks customers are purchasing Nutanix solutions, so a lot of opportunity for Nutanix managed services.
The thing is, I don't have the kind of visibility to maybe research into the pay scale comparison when it compares to a Azure or AWS certified professional or a Nutanix certified professional. I know it's off topic, but if you can suggest, it would be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Nutanix limited folks are there. I know salary comparison and getting in the internet is quite difficult. Like if you're working on VMware, certain companies offering like 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs as well. But most of the companies, recently every company is looking for design experts. If you go to LinkedIn, you can see that design experts. So obviously, easily you can make, more than 30 lakhs of pay scale. But if you want to comparison, if you're looking for a comparison, I believe it shouldn't be there in the internet because due to the limitation of resources, because very limited folks working on design. That's why you will not be able to see the comparison in the internet.
Got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any question?
Well, do you have a Nutanix office in Bangalore? Any idea? Because I could see Noida and Gurgaon.
Sorry, what?
A Nutanix office,
Ah,
technology office in Bangalore?
yes, they have office in Bangalore, Pune.
Bangalore, Pune, okay.
Yeah,
Pune
and they do have.
Noida, right? Noida and Gurgaon, I think.
Yeah. Noida, I'm not sure, but Chennai, Hyderabad, they have a small office for the sales and pre-sales stuff. But the major business is Bangalore and Pune.
Okay.
All the SREs and all, like they sit in Bangalore and Pune.
Okay. Bangalore in Whitefield, somewhere in Whitefield or ITPA?
I recently they changed the office. I don't exactly remember which location they are, but I
Okay.
have never visited their office. I
Okay.
always engage with them through the remote,
Okay. Just curiosity to this, I was just searching in the Google and I could not find it. It was showing only the Noida and other two places where.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have other training. It's already 10 minutes delayed. So if you have any further question, please reach out to Amit and we will be there to extend our support. Okay. Thank you all.
So thank you. Next week we'll be having a class, right?
That Amit will coordinate with you all. Okay.
Sure.
And we will take it forward.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.